have a platform where we'll keep our specimen, stained specimens. We had in the simple microscope, we had this is a cut section of this disc here, and it can be actually seen by the eye also, but this will magnify that. So zoom will start from say 0.x. We can operate upon the x. We can operate upon the as you've seen face contrast. The objectives are placed a magnification of around 70 to 80x only. It'll try to make it more interactive. What harvesting, or we also call it Supriya. Yes, Supriya wants to say something. Used for looking at the sperms.
Microscope.
Face contrast. Face contrast only we use.
So one annular disc.
2. We are looking at live specimens, which are unstained and clearer concepts. So in case somebody asks,
we have to do some work, sir.
Okay. Which is available in an yes, it's a TC. But when we have no, why? Sperm is here, follow this. Stripper, very good. It's a stripper. So whenever you do want to, but till now, are you clear about what I have told you? I met Dr. Emmanuel, no? Dr. Emmanuel, from where do you come from? Which part of the world you're from? Okay. So Pooja, can you introduce other people also? We can.
This is all. I was just, now we can just continue the session.
Coming to the microscopes, in short, I have spoken to you about the phase contrast microscopes. My color has to be changed. I'll be repeating certain things again and again to drill some information in your mind. I'm drilling again and again because a lot of us are from abroad. My communication, my diction would have made some difference in your understanding. So I'm repeating certain things again and again. We have a thing called phase contrast. This we have spoken. We have a stereo zoom microscope, and then we have got inverted microscope. When we want to carry out any amount of andrology, when we work on all andrology work, we work on phase contrast. Stereo zoom is working on big cells. Or when we do OCC hunting, harvesting, or when we do TISA, or when we do embryo grading, or when we want to move cells from one plate to another plate. So this is the plate, single well plate where you kept embryos, you want to move in some other plate, single well plate, move embryos from here to here. We use a stereo zoom microscope. I'll call it SZM. And when we want to operate by using some cutting devices, you want to carry out PGS, PGD, or you want to do ICSI, or you want to do sperm tail cutting for ICSI, then we use a inverted microscope. This is all about the 3 microscopes I wanted to speak to you all about. So coming to the phase contrast microscope now. I'll take another 10 minutes. Time is at 11:52. I'll take around 10-12 minutes now and talk about microscopes with the help of pictures. So phase contrast microscope, I'm writing something on the screen. I'm writing, and I would like all of you to quickly read this now. I've already spoken to you about these things. So when we want to enhance the contrast of the light of transparent and colorless specimens, we use a phase contrast microscope. Is it clear to all? I want you to raise hands in case it is clear. I am making few blanket statements now. I'm making few statements. I want you to raise hands quickly. If you won't raise hands, I think I want you to raise hands quickly. If you agree to this line, this means you have understood. Our alumnus are the best in the country. They are not number 2. So raise hands in case you have not raised hands. I can't proceed further. I have to be sure that you have understood. So still I can only see 2 hands. So are you not understanding or you're not able to raise the hands? What is the problem? 3. So keep raising your hands. That will make the topic more interesting. Whenever an ordinary light microscope, we can't see these cells because here we get cells without the contrast. So without staining, we cannot see the live cells. Phase contrast microscope is the one which we use. It does not require cells to be killed, fixed, or stained. Enables living cells to be seen in the culture, to be visualized in their natural state. This is clear to all of you?
So 3 people have raised their hand. They want to say something to you.
You want to say something? Okay, I thought they're raising hand to say that they have understood.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I'm open. Please ask if you want to ask me something.
I think Dr. Ashok has introduced himself. He is from Surat and he is working as a freelancer embryologist.
Wow, welcome Dr. Ashok.
Manjari has raised her hand. Manjari, please say.
Actually, I have raised hand to say that I have understood because sir asked to raise the hand, no?
Yeah. Okay.
Great.
I just want to know, once you understand, we feel happy because whatever we do, we'll be very happy in case you are with us. Otherwise, we feel that probably we are not doing a good job, and to move forward, the things have to be built up. Okay. So this I want you to read yourself. I've given a statement here. So these are the advantages of phase contrast microscope for which we normally do it. So it is for living cells in culture. This is important for us. And for here, important is that we don't require high resolution, is not required. So for semen analysis, we don't need high magnification. So we are happy with this. So this is how a phase contrast will look like. You can see beautifully how the boundaries of the cells are created. As you can see here, the boundary cells are created very nicely. They are created, and they get a good phase contrast seen here. This is how the phase contrast works. We have the light coming from below. As I told you, this is a light source. Light comes from here. Then we've got a condenser annulus here. This is I drew that ring for you some time back. I drew that ring for you, and I showed you how the ring looks like this. So we have these 2 types of rings which are present here. We use these rings we're using the rings in the condenser. It's called a condenser annulus, and then we've got a phase plate in the objective. So we need 2 types of phase contrast which we are using. 2 phase plates are required in a phase contrast microscope, and then we get a image here, and all these refractions and diffractions which we are getting here. So the amplitude will change after it hit the ring. This ring will come here, and then it'll hit another ring in the face. So the diffraction will change. So we get the change of amplitude will be converted into change in phase. and the object is seen better. This is the main assembly. This is how the disc will look like. This is phase ring, which comes in objective, and this is an annular ring, which comes in the condenser, just below the condenser. Just below the condenser, we put an annular ring. So this is how they both have to be aligned together. When you put both of them, they have to be aligned together. This is a way of doing it. So as you can see that both the rings, this is in condenser annulus. This one is from the condenser, and this is in the objective. I'll show you both as we go ahead, but that's the way they have to be aligned. So all these lights will come out in the way that we are able to see them better. Now this is a microscope which we see here. This is a microscope which is a so phase contrast microscope, and here is the eyepiece. Here is the eyepiece we find here, and then these are the objectives. Here we have the light source. So I'll change my pen color. So this is the light source, and the light source, and then as I've showed you that the various parts of this are that we have, after the light source we have got a condenser, we've got an annular ring, then we've got a condenser. So then we got an annulus, then we've got the specimen plate, and these are the objectives. And these are the eyepieces. And we keep our specimen here and work. Light comes from here, light goes up, seen, and then light goes to the camera, in case we have a camera here, or it is seen by our eyes here. We are able to see the, okay. So this is these are objectives. Objectives can be 10, it can be 20, it can be 40 or 100. 100 is here. So important part is that we have to see that this phase, these are the phase objectives, pH objectives. These are the phase objectives, they're not the ordinary objectives. So this is a phase contrast microscope. So this is one phase contrast disc which has been put. It's an annular disc which has been put. It's called A for annular. And this is an eyepiece. And this is the light source which you can see. Light is going up, and this is the whole thing is the condenser. This is the condenser plus annulus assembly. Stereozoom microscope, I've showed you. This is the light comes from here, from the below. Then these are the objectives. These are the eyepieces. And here we have the zoom. Here we have the zoom and the image, and we keep our specimen here. We keep our specimen here. Light goes through. Through the objectives, there are normally 1 or 2 objectives here. The small tubes which have been put below, and then there are two prisms put here, and then we see it from the here. So these are the plan 1x objective has been put in this. This is the zoom. This is the zoom assembly, and zoom assembly can start from 1, then there is 2, and as you go around it can go to 8 to 9 or 10 or 11. So in case you keep moving it, then the magnification will become better. This is microscope 800N, the name of the microscope from Nikon. We keep the specimen here, and we keep watching it, and the light goes up like this. Then this is the zoom. Zoom is the most important part of a stereo zoom microscope. And I'll show you. So these are the objectives, the 10x objectives. As you can see here, this is also a 10x objective. A small video I want to show you about the various parts of a stereo zoom microscope. This is the zoom assembly. As you can see, we've got we got 1, and we'll keep rotating it and show to you. We got 1, 1.5 here, then we have got, sorry, then it's got 2, we got 3, 4, 5, then it is 6, 7. So that will keep increasing the magnification of an object. So these are the various magnifying lens which comes into play, and things keep improving or going bad. And this is how we work on a stereoscope microscope. We keep our specimen here. We've kept few cells here, cumulus complex here. We show you how they work. And we are trying to see from the eyepiece. These are the eyepieces from where we see. This is objective, and this is a small screen which will tell us what is happening here. These are the cumulus complexes we have taken without an egg. They are the ones without an egg. And we are working at very high magnification now. These are the OCC cells, as you can see, scattered OCC cells. And as you move up, we'll increase the magnification from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6, 7, and 8. We are increasing the magnification. So when we increase the magnification, the working area will reduce, and we are seeing the object from very close. That's the thing. So when we do embryo transfer, we use stereoscope microscope, and we try to work at 40x. And in case we want to higher magnification like this, then we probably go to 80x. Okay, coming to inverted microscope, here the play was, I've told you that here the light comes from the top. This is a light source. So light comes from the top in an inverted microscope as compared to other microscopes. The light comes from here. So light will come from here and light will go down, and then these are the condensers assembly which we have put here. This is the condenser which have been put here. Then the light goes from here. There's one more. This is the condenser height adjustment we have here. So light passes through the condenser, comes down, and then we have objective present here. These are the objectives, and after the light passes through objectives, light will be going out through the eyepiece. So everything here is reversed, and here we can, when we want to operate upon smaller cells, then we work on an inverted microscope. This is a basic microscope. You can see the light source, the condenser, these are the objectives, and then these are the eyepieces. The image will go down, and then from here the image will travel. So everything is reversed here. In case you reverse the whole thing, in case we reverse this microscope, it will become a light microscope. So this is a closer view. This is the working platform where we normally work, and these we have mounted here. This is an inverted microscope. We have mounted a micro manipulator here. So this is how the whole assembly will look like. We've got light source here, then we've got condensers, then we've got objectives lying behind somewhere here, and these are the eyepieces. These are the eyepieces which we'll be seeing, and then the image can be, the third eyepiece is here. Normally in other microscopes, all the three eyepieces are together to record. Triangular microscope, here eyepiece is here, and this goes into this screen. So as you can see here, this is the light source, this is the condenser, this is the working plate, objectives are lying here, and then the image goes down, processed, and it goes out through the eyepiece. So that's the main difference between these microscopes, and here we have enhanced phase contrast. We had a phase contrast in the other microscopes. Here we have got NAMC2 or we have got DIC, differential contrast, or we have got an RI. So different type of contrast are available here, which we can use to enhance our images. And they're all along with the condenser. So the contrasts are always along with the condenser. This you have to know. This is a Nikon microscope. These are the objectives. As you can see here, we got a 4x here with the spacer, another 4x. This is a 10x. Just want to give you the information that here they are present below. The whole thing is reversed here. So we have light coming here. Then we have condensers, phase contrast, specimen, and this what you see below is what we see below here. Below is the objectives. These are the objectives, and the specimen is kept somewhere here when we are operating. So the whole assembly is reversed here, and these are the micro manipulator which we put. These are the syringes or the cutting blades which we put here. This can do embryo biopsy, or we can mount a laser somewhere on this. So these are the ones to control the pipettes. We can set up an angles. So multiple things can be done when we use a micro manipulator. We can operate upon the cells, small cells. These are the put to create suction by using air. These are called syringes. This is an oil syringe. So that's the way the whole things are working. And I think that's it. I just wanted you to get a small introduction about our course. What we do here, we got different things for IVF, for OPUs, for culturing, for ICSI. We got cryobiology. We got different courses, and micromanipulation. We got a different course. So we run different courses. So what I wanted to give you today was a brief outlook of basic microscopy, which we carry out in our laboratories. And I thought you should know which all optics to buy. You should know which all microscopes to buy, how much money to spend. My main aim is that as a younger generation of the country and of the world, you must know what is right, what is wrong for you. I want you to be empowered. We want from IC, we want you to be educated, so that whenever you talk with somebody, people should know that you know your stuff. That's the aim of taking this basic talk. I've kept it very basic, a period of I think 1 hour and 10-15 minutes, and I'm sure that you would have learned something. So with this, I end my talk here. I'm open for some discussion. Pooja, all yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It's a wonderful talk. And I would like all of you to please interact and ask questions. If you have anything in mind, this is the chance where you can ask your questions and clear your doubts. Anybody
please put on your
start.
cameras.
Yeah,
possible,
please put on the camera. And I would love to make a screenshot or selfie with all of you.
Oh yeah, that's
as
important.
a memory. Yeah. So,
I'm very happy to see Dr. Nara from Mongolia. I think so cold and he's still learning. So learning will not stop. We are working in nice air-conditioned rooms, and he's sitting in snow and working. Very nice. It's so very nice to have you here, to have you with us, Dr. Nara. I can see Dr. Arun. We can see Dr. Patusha, Devanjani. We can see Dr. Supriya. What is Supriya doing? She's operating. Double mask. Okay. Then we see got a very nice cap.
thank you.
Okay, Dr. Manjari, Dr. Ajita, I have seen. Rest all, in case you have time, just put on the camera and say hello to each other, and before we say goodbye. And if you want to ask anything, I'm there.
We have Dr. Aditi Gupta with us today, and she's from
Hi,
Haridwar.
Aditi, how are you? Oh, she's from Haridwar. Correct. Okay. We can take her blessings from Haridwar. Dr. Abdul, how are you? Good. Dr. Hussain, Dr. Emmanuel, Dr. Patel, and you can put on your cameras for a few seconds. Meanwhile, you can keep asking something in case you want to ask something. It was basically a teaser we are trying to create for some time so that you all become wise. We also become wise meeting you all. So if no queries, thank you so much for joining us. And I'd like to Dr. 𝙊𝙪𝙧 to sum it up and just say goodbye. She's our alumnus. She's like our family. Ma'am being the senior most here. And Pooja, you can invite Madam to sum it up.
Yes, yes, it's an honor to have you, ma'am, here. So I would really want your experience on all these courses and your experience for today's class and your message to all the other participants.
Once again, thank you so much for having me here. And like all the classes that I have attended earlier, this was an amazing class with Sir being so patient, explaining everything again and again. And you know, he just really drives home the message. So that is what makes all these classes, that's what makes this course very special as compared to others. It's just not like a webinar where somebody talks and goes away. So it's about interactive learning that makes a difference. And my message to the new participants, this is an amazing course and it will change your life, it will change your outlook, it will add so much to your knowledge. And I'm sure it will go a very long way in helping you to become successful embryologists or clinicians. And it is a difficult field to follow. You have to be very persistent. You have to have a lot of perseverance. But then it is something which pays. The joy that you bring to families, the joy that you bring to patients who've been longing for a family for so long, it makes up for all the hard work that goes into making success in this field. And all the best to all of you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. With that, I think we can sum it up and say goodbye, Pooja.
Yes, sir. So thank you. Yeah, please, please.
Just want to, maybe I have missed the initial part. Just want to know exactly the 10x and 40x, whatever we say for the microscope. Does that mean exactly 10 times of the magnification, or it has 40 times of the magnification?
Eyepiece is always 10.
Okay.
I is always 10.
On 10.
Objectives is mounted on a turret, something like this. It can be like this in an ordinary microscope. Everyone should focus here. I want everyone to focus. In a phase contrast, they are on a turret like this and they move like this. So this can be 4, 10, 20, 30, 40 or 100. So they keep moving. We keep rotating it, holding from below. This is the way it happens in inverted microscope from below. In an inverted, in a light microscope, sorry, it is on the top. So like that. All have got a different color. All my fingers will have a different color. Remember, you will have my green will be 20, then it will be, the white will be 100. So it will be 10 will have a different color, 40 will have a different color. So they all have different colors. Remember this. Colors are identified. In a ordinary microscope, there won't be any annular disc into this. There is no phase disc. But in a phase contrast, we'll have a disc in my finger. So when I move, I'm moving the phase disc also. So when I am working at 20, suppose I bring 20 now to work. 20 I'm working, this is my specimen. And I'm working at 20 now, and probably this one is probably 100. Because I bring 100, now 100 will be watching it. Or 20 will be watching it, or 10 will be watching it. So this 10 into 10, 100. So when I bring 100, it will be 100 into 10.
10,000 times.
Yes.
So that means 100 times magnification if you see a 10x.
Simple. In spherozoom, we don't have this turret. We have lenses which zoom. And they zoom from 4, it will be like this in the stereo zoom. It's my fingers are not like that. I didn't plan this answer well. I'll be more careful next time when so it's like works like this in a stereo. Inverted is this light microscope here, inverted like this, and in stereo zoom like this. So it will be 4. So I bring to 4. Then I move to say this is 4, and I keep rotating. Then it will be say 5, 6, 7, 8. It will go till around 10 or 11.
So basically, if I could add to that, the stereo zoom is giving you a gradual zoom like you have in your cameras. It's not like 10 times, 140 times. It is gradually the picture enlarges in size.
As you move it, ma'am.
As you move,
the camera zoom, like your mobile camera zoom.
Yeah, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, and goes max till 7 or 8 in ordinary microscope. When you want to buy a good microscope worth around 3 to 4 lakhs, then it'll go till around 11.5. So it'll become 11.5, 11.5 into 10, 111,
11.5.
Normally they're working around 8, 8.5. So one which we have at our academy is pretty nice one. We bought it 1 year back. That gives me, I think, till 8.5, so about 9. So I get 90 maximum in that. But in case you have a lot of money, buy a big one. And it all depends. It doesn't only depends upon this particular thing. It depends upon the eyepiece. How big is your eyepiece? When you buy a microscope, see, you have to learn how to pick up a good microscope. What people do is that we talk to, in case I want to buy, so Aditi is going to call Dr. Soni. कौन सा लूं मैम आपने कौन सा लिया अंजलि से I bought, so you buy that, or then I want, you'll buy that one. But don't do these things. You should know which all objectives you have to buy. The standard objectives for everything. No, you want 20 and the company will give you 4x. You won't know. That's the way problems occur. All objectives have got a particular purpose. So you say, I want a wide objective, bigger zoom ratio. So those lenses will become this much big. In case you want to buy a simple one, we won't even know. Same microscope will give you with small objectives, small eyepieces. The eyepieces will be like this, small ones, something like this size. Actually, this size objectives you will get, eyepieces you will get. It will give you no magnification. If you want a good one, will bigger eyepiece. So it will give you more light will come to you. It will give you better aperture. So buying a microscope is a pretty complex thing. Understanding is even more complex. Or we are at the mercy of few companies, which also guide you. But since we don't know, we are in a hurry, we buy anything. That's what is happening in our country. So AIM wants to make you empowered. This is a complete CSR. Even Dr. Lovely knows that how busy we are. I mean, we just don't have time for any teaching. I mean, immediately after this, we are moving to where? Myanmar, I think so.
Myanmar batch, yes.
We got 18 in Myanmar batches. Yesterday, midnight, we were with the Kenya batch. So we are moving batch country to country. But this is actually from our heart. The only motive is that we want to give something in return to the society. So we thought we'll have these small classes, which are first classes. So next week, we got a class on air handling units where people have problems. We had plastics. So there are all classes done from our side, which just to empower yourself. But you have to promise me one thing: go back and read. Go to Olympus site, the site called Olympus. Download the literature from Olympus. Read from there. Go to YouTube. See some videos. I'll be very, very happy that in case people say I had gone to that doctor and they knew everything about microscopes. Microscopes are the basic requirement. When you want to have water, you need a glass, or you want to eat food, you need knife and fork. We don't even know which knife and fork to buy. Then how do we eat our food? We're only messing up our hands and messing up our cutleries. Spend some time on the basics. That's the aim. And thank you so much for being with us. We really enjoyed your company and hope to see you sometime in future also. And in case you ever have any issues about some learning issues, Pooja is always there. Just give her a ping and she'll connect with you. That's all from my side. Pooja, you can say goodbye and sum it up.
Yes, sir. So thank you very much. Anytime you have any doubt, just let us know. WhatsApp us. You all have the WhatsApp number. You can WhatsApp us. You can mail us. You can come to the website, and just be connected. And hope to see you soon on different platforms. Thank you, Lovely ma'am, for coming.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sir.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Have a nice day, everybody. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a nice day. Bye.
And a special thank you to all our international attendees. Thank you so much for joining us and keep connected.
Bye.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
And next time we'll connect. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.